everybody, I'm John Ponick with the Mohave Valley Daily News, and this is your daily dose for Tuesday, November 10th. Tomorrow's Veterans Day, so start making your plans for how you're going to celebrate Veterans Day. All right, today's daily dose is brought to you by the Tri-State Radiology Center located in Fort Mohave, Arizona. Tri-State Radiology's professional staff will prioritize your scheduled or expedited needs for images and reports. Your reports are read within 24 hours and you will receive a copy upon request. For all your radiology needs, call Tri-State Radiology Center, where your image means the world to us. All right, let's see what's in the paper. All right, you see the top story there? CRUHSD ponders Red for Ed allocation. So what this is, you remember we had the whole Red for Ed allocation money decision a couple years ago. The goal was, Governor Ducey's goal was to increase teachers' wages by 20% by 2020. We had the first round go through, and then there were some questions for this past year about what happened to the allocation, where'd the money go? Basically what Superintendent Todd Flores said was that the money went towards paying down the teachers' health care costs. So there were just some questions from the teachers that were there on where that money's going. Dave Lipinski was there and said that it was a transparency issue. The teachers wanted to be kept in the loop instead of out of the loop. Superintendent Flores said the cost of healthcare benefits likely will be about 14% higher than last year. So the budget was approved back in this past summer. It was approved and there was no wage increases in there. Superintendent Flora explained that they were in the healthcare costs, offsetting the healthcare costs. So, they're trying to keep from having to cut any staff. That's one thing that the superintendent has said over and over again that he doesn't want to do. But with COVID and the numbers being down at the schools because of distance learning, and that translates to the school district getting less money. So they're doing their best to take care of things over there. They also addressed COVID-19. Speaking of distance learning, there's been some positive results over at the high school. The teachers are a little upset that they're not getting the reports. The way they're finding out about it is students coming to them and saying that they tested positive. So they need to figure out how they're going to do their COVID response. They're going to have a emergency meeting, I guess, to discuss that. They have to follow HIPAA rules, so that doesn't allow them to disclose who the students are. But Lori Crampton, one of the board members, said they need to. The teacher needs to be notified, and they need to shut down the room until it's been sanitized. So that's probably a good idea. They also discussed their intergovernmental agreement, which is a fancy way of saying they needed to figure out how to pay back the tax money to the county that they. You remember us talking about the Southwestern Pipeline and how they were assessed too much. They paid in too much. That money got paid out to the districts. Now the county has to pay that money back, so the school district has to pay that money back. And it's not just the school district. We all know it's fire departments and the MCC and anybody that received that money has to pay it back. So it goes all the way down through Fort Mohave and Mohave Valley as well. They got to figure that. They talked about 301 funds, which are the funds that go to the coaches and to like the Key Club advisor and the student council advisor. So they gotta figure that out. There's also they talked about the 1619 project and whether or not some citizens have been concerned that the 1619 project is being taught in classrooms. That's a project focused on how slavery affected the nation. It's been kind of a controversial thing, even though it won a Pulitzer Prize. controversial thing on whether or not that should be taught in the classroom or not. You see right here in our breaking news, there's the injury accident. Pretty serious accident. That was down on Marina Boulevard and Lakeside Drive. See, we got a QR code in there. You can scan that code. It's this little box down here in the bottom. You can scan that and go see the video from it, or you can go to our YouTube channel and see it. But apparently it was a police involved chase, and whether it was a chase or not, he was fleeing from the police and crashed into another car. Then he jumped out and took off on foot. He was captured. Why he was fleeing and the condition of the two people that were in the other car, we don't have any of that information right now, but they were taken by ambulance to the hospital. The supervisors lowered fines for non-compliance. This is in response to there's a Great American Pizza up there in Golden Valley that was fined $1,000. They said that there's been 92 investigations of complaints against businesses that weren't enforcing Governor Ducey's executive order. 91 of them, nothing happened. They were told to comply and they took care of it. Great American Pizza in Golden Valley did not. And so they were fined $1,000. So they reduced fines from $1,000 a day to $50 a day up to, and the maximum from $10,000 maximum to no more than $500. So there's a quote in there from the Rickety Cricket owner, Terry Thompson, about how that's been affecting his business, and they just asked for a little bit more leniency. They wouldn't go as far as to completely ignore Governor Ducey's orders, but they did lower the fines for it. So that at the same time, we had 76 new cases of COVID in the area. 5 arrested in a Kingman drug raid. A month-long Kingman drug investigation netted a big haul of drugs, along with 5 arrests. That was up in Kingman. Nice job to our first responders up there. Senator Mark Kelly names transition team. What's interesting about this is that he had said all along that he was going to be for everybody, not just for the Democrats. He's a little bit more of a central leaning senator, and he put his transition team together, and it's bipartisan. It's actually led by Sharon Harper, board member of the McCain Institute and business leader, and Luis Heredia, executive director of the Arizona Education Association. So that sounds like he's off to a good start there. The thing about him is he doesn't have to wait until January to be sworn in, because he is taking Martha McSally's spot. Martha McSally was appointed to that position, so as soon as the votes are certified, which we expect is going to be later on this month, then he will be able to take his seat. In sports, not a whole lot going on. There was a Monday Night Football game last night that was entertaining, although it was 2 teams that weren't really, let's say, not elite. We had a story on the Malks homecoming. They lost the other day to the Coyotes, 76-38. But there's a picture of Caden Holmes in here carrying the ball. That's a nice big picture. Thursday is also the day that we have our Student Athlete of the Week, or a Student Athlete of the Month, I should say. This is Zach Hammett. He's a River Valley running back. He had already won our High School Player of the Week a few weeks ago, after he scored 5 touchdowns in the game. For the month, Zach led his team to a 4-1 record. He had 1,109 all-purpose yards, scored 14 touchdowns. He won the Ed Doherty Medallion, which is kind of like the state's version of the Heisman Trophy, for his performance against Kingman Academy. And he's on the watch list as the state's top high school football player, all while carrying a 3.5 grade point average. So congratulations to Zach. You can see our interview with Zach and the award of the plaque on our YouTube channel. All right, weather-wise, pretty much just like yesterday. in the high 60s. But over the next couple of days, it's going to start changing and warming up a little bit again, up into the 70s. So hopefully it's nice for the Veterans Day celebrations tomorrow. This has been brought to you by the Tri-State Radiology Center. The Tri-State Radiology Center offers same or next day appointments, and they accept most insurances, including Medi-Cal. They have a wide open MRI and offer digital x-rays with your reports ready in 24 hours. So call today for an appointment at 928-460-7226. Reminder, the Daily Dose and Valley Voices are now available to stream on the Anchor app, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and more. There's a whole list of them down in the description below. You can click on those streaming services and catch us anywhere you go. That's what you want, right? Okay, everybody, enjoy your day, and hopefully we'll see you out here tomorrow.